Everyone wants more money, but most of us weren't taught how to create an abundant life. That's where the law of attraction, manifesting success stories show comes in. If you are ready to have more money, create more freedom, and experience more fun, turn the volume up. It's time to learn how to create the prosperity and life you have been dreaming of. Here's your host, Cassie Parks.
Hello and welcome to this episode. I am your host, Cassie Parks, and I am back with Monica and Inez. It is October 4th, 2021, and we are going to catch up with them. So first up, Monica, what is awesome?
What is awesome? Sorry, I was not ready for that.
I put you on the
question.
spot.
That's okay. Right now I am sitting in my parents' sun porch and the weather is beautiful.
Yay, that is awesome. Inez, what's awesome?
I had an amazing future self workshop, and I'm in a beautiful spot in the Austrian Alps. So it's 2 days more pure me time for me, which is just amazing.
Yay, that is amazing. I love it. Well, Inez, what manifested total are we celebrating today?
We are celebrating 23,554 euros.
Yay! That's awesome. How does that feel?
Astonishing in a very good way. When I did the calculation, I just said, wow.
That's awesome. And Monica, what manifested total are we celebrating with you today?
$18,933.82.
Yay! That's amazing. How does it feel? So for those of you listening, you can take evidence, you can soak it in. You are here with two people who've manifested over $50,000, which is awesome. And soak that in. Let their success penetrate and filter into your success. So I love that. Monica, what's been your biggest aha or growth since our last interview?
I think I probably say the same thing every time, but I'm saying it again. Learning more about leaning into my trust muscle and following intuition and trusting that the person that I am and that I am becoming is bringing me what I want.
Yes. Define for us leaning in. Like, I get it, but I want everybody else to get it.
Maybe it should say leaning out, getting in my own way. I'm like not overthinking things or like making pros and cons lists or like trying to intellectualize things. I've just been really being like, hey, this feels right. This doesn't feel right. And not questioning why, just being like, all right, well, let's just go with what feels right.
Yes, that's awesome. And does it get easier every time you do it?
It does. Yeah. I think it does.
Cool.
So,
yay. That is amazing. Inez, what is your biggest aha or growth since our last interview?
On the Future Self workshop this weekend, I scripted the best day in this 5 years, and it got me back to Paris. And this is something that I didn't think about. And I've always had dreams and visions, and also, let's say, a plan towards something. I'm better now and not detailed planning, but just I like to how it. And this scripting just it's not overwhelmed me, but swept me off my feet. I don't know if this is the right phrase, but it just took me by surprise, and it's like, wow, I'm really excited of how this is going to unfold.
Yay, that's amazing. I also love this evidence. You shared it on the call this morning. So tell everybody about this amazing piece of evidence that just kind of showed up.
It's an inheritance that the church my mom is working for, they inherited 200,000 euros. That's about 220,000 US dollars by a person that they didn't know. And I think that's just so amazing that huge money just shows up where you have no clue where it's coming from.
Yeah, that is huge evidence of that. That's fun. And Monica, I love your evidence. Tell us about this offer to purchase your dream cabin being accepted.
Well, it's evidence, and not it's happening for a different reason, but I'll just tell the evidence part for now, is that we did get a phone call from our real estate agent, and she said the sellers have accepted your offer, and it was for a dream property that came up for sale really quickly, and we went up and looked at it, and within 2 days we had an offer, and we got a phone call saying that our offer was accepted.
Amazing. And was this out of the blue, or had this been on your radar? Because I feel like it seems out of the blue to me, but I don't know if that's true.
It's been on our radar a little bit, that at some point we wanted to have lakeshore property up near where we already have family, that we've had a family cabin for a long, long time, but we were looking for our own place. And it's a really small lake. There's only like 7 properties on the lake, so they don't come up for sale very often. So
yeah,
it was a quick thing. And yeah, that's the part of the story I'm going to tell right now.
Yay.
So.
Awesome. Inez, we talked earlier with Monica about leaning in to trust, or maybe leaning out of your way, which I love that. Talk about your biggest growth or shift over the past month in trusting.
My biggest shift is allowing doing nothing and allowing things to unfold. And the past couple of months or weeks were quite intense in terms of work, and the things that worked out for me and the business that I'm creating is just absolutely perfect. I stopped everything about me pushing my dream creation of my business, and it sounds contradictory, but I think it just happens in the perfect timing. Because if I had opened my business, my coaching business now, I would have had the possibility to burn out because it was just too much. So it's perfect that it's not happening. And for me also, having the time and allowing myself the space to refocus, to connect with my future self, because that was a surprise as well, and refocus my business and my next steps, give me so much more power to really create what I'm dreaming of and what I really, really want. So I think that's trust and that allowance to calm down and to slow down, to then have a more powerful pace afterwards, is something that it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And talk a little bit about this realization that you need space to allow your clients in.
It was actually at the podcast I listened to you in one of the growth series, where you attract the clients that you want to have. And if I am not ready for a client because I don't have space, how am I supposed to serve them? How can I help them? And it's also I'm currently in the situation where I'm negotiating my boundaries, and identifying that some things are too much and I need space. And this learning process is actually something that I would like to show other women, where I want to help other women as well. finding the boundaries, negotiating the boundaries, having space and having their time. And me being currently in this spot where I want to help my future client exactly in this spot, being in this spot myself with this new awareness of what's happening and what do I need and how can I help my future client is just absolutely perfect. And for me, then gaining my space and my freedom to serve my future clients, I think that's exciting.
That is super exciting. That's awesome. And so important and so powerful in creation. That's awesome. I love it. Monica, what was your best manifestation over the past couple months?
I manifested a trip to California with my daughter. We were,
Yay.
it was really fun. We, got a phone call from my sister-in-law and she said, well, I really want you guys to come visit. I'm going to buy you some plane tickets. So it was really a great trip and we had a lot of fun visiting family. We got to go to Harry Potter World, which we, that had been postponed from COVID stuff from the year before. So we got a chance to do that. And there was no lines at the park anywhere. We got to go on every ride 4 times in a row. It was really great. It just ended up being a way more fun trip than I think it would have been the first time we planned it. So that was really fun.
Yay. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And Inez, your best manifestation has to do with travel as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's actually vacation I'm in now. And it's this perfect combination of me time, luxury. I mean, I was always dreaming of this beautiful, spacious bath, and I have a freestanding bathtub in this place, which is just amazing. And also, I mean, they've given me an upgrade on the car, including I don't have to pay the fuel. So I will, I think I can ride 700 kilometers. No, I have no clue what that is in miles, maybe 500 miles or something. And I will do it to the last mile. I will go to Italy and just spend every liter of the gasoline.
That's amazing. That is a huge manifestation. I love that. And you manifested this amazing place to do the Future Self workshop. What was your biggest aha or takeaway as you saw the picture of your future self?
That there are a lot of puzzle pieces that showed up through all my life. Because being an entrepreneur, supporting entrepreneurs, being in the venture capital area, living in Paris, supporting women, all these bits and pieces happened in the last 20 years. But it was one piece there, and this future self picture was bringing all those pieces together in one picture, in one situation, in one woman, where I just said, wow, I didn't see that coming. And it's just amazing.
Yay, that's amazing. And I think that answer ties into this, but what is some coaching that I gave you or somebody else that really made it click and it has to do with your future self being about you?
Yeah, we had someone on the Future Self workshop who was talking a lot about other people, family and everything. And you really supported her in identifying this is about you, your dreams, your goals, your boundaries. And I think that emphasis that the Future Self and the Future Self workshop and your manifestation is first about you, and then everything else will evolve. I think that is something that really clicked to me, where I said, okay, what do I want, and who am I becoming?
Yes. Amazing. Opened up to all of that really good stuff that you saw. So awesome. Monica, what about this? We attract what we are more than what we want. This was coaching that I gave you or someone else. Tell us what that means and how you've been applying it.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I think I heard it on a recorded call, so I wasn't live on the call, but I heard
Perfect.
it, and it really like hit me right where, whatever, when you're ready to hear something, and that's what you hear. But I think being the kind of person, or being the person who has a lake home, or who has a thriving business, or whatever, it's more fun to think, I like the idea of working to be that person instead of I want the thing. And so it makes a lot of sense to just live my life as if I were already that person. And then it feels like these things just kind of keep flowing in when that's the case. So.
Yes, I love that. If you're taking notes listening to this podcast, that was we attract what we are more than what we want. I love that. Obviously, I mean, I said it, but I love the way you're taking it and you can hear it. And like, yes, that is it. That's the key. Let's do that. Mm-hmm. And it's more fun, right?
It is. And it's like we always say this, but up level, it's a new way to think about things. And
yes. So fun. How do you know it's happening, Monica?
Clients are seeking me out. I have not done any extra advertisement or anything, but people keep just messaging me and being like, hey, are you available to do cookies or to do massage? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So that's been really fun. Like, I'm not seeking them out. They're finding me. And then I'm going, I've had this in the works for a long time, but in a couple of weeks, I'm going on my business trip for my prenatal massage training in Salt Lake City. And I am very, very, very excited for it.
Yay, that's amazing. And I just want to highlight like with people showing up for your business, right? Mm-hmm. I remember one coaching session, it was like, oh, don't I need to be, I think the question might've been, shouldn't I be open all these hours? Or how will I feel this? Like, or feel only if I only want to work this, right? And I'm assuming that's happening based on what you just said. Like, you're filling the time you want and you have available, right?
Yeah. And there's been a little bit of adjusting too, where it's felt good to me to say, you know what, I actually want to work one Saturday a month because I think it's fun. And then I know that there's, it just feels right, instead of like, oh, geez, I'm not going to have enough money unless I do this. It's been opposite. It's been like, oh no, actually this would really be fun. And then I get to see different people that I don't get to see. And so it kind of works both ways, so. And when I don't want to do that anymore, I don't feel bad being like, this is not a thing I'm doing anymore. So.
Yes. Yay. It's so different when, and I feel like this happens to a lot of people when we don't resist it, or we believe we can fill the time that we want. We're like, yeah, I'll work Saturday. Like that feels good, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Instead of like, oh, I'll never do any fun things and I have to block off all my Saturdays. It's more like I figured out a way. It just like came to me in my sleep where I was like, oh, I should just send out a text to this. I call them my VIP people and say,
yes,
I say, hey, VIPs, like, I'm going to be available this one Saturday upcoming month. Like, do you want this spot? You got it, So that's been fun. And it feels, it's just fun. Yeah.
Yay. That's awesome. And it sounds like it's easy too. Yeah. Oh, fabulous. Inez, how do you know it's happening?
I had a Zoom call this afternoon, and it was scheduled 2 weeks ago, and I was not really sure what this woman wanted. And it turned out to be a sort of supporting, mentoring call So she is a woman running her own small business, and she wants to move into consulting. And she asked me for advice. And in the end of the day, she asked me if I was up for being her mentor. So it's women love consulting plus entrepreneur. And she asked me for being a mentor. And I have scripted this dream not even 48 hours before. It's like really crazy.
That's awesome, right?
Yes. It's unbelievable. And when I closed the call and realized what just happened, I really cried. It's unbelievable. But it's happy tears.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's amazing. I know one of the things, other than, growing into your future self, that you've grown through is accepting feedback from your husband, and that it's not all about you. Tell us about that. Will you share that?
Yeah. As I mentioned before, the last weeks are work quite intense in terms of work hours, fun work, but a lot. And finding my boundaries was is something that I'm learning and I'm focusing on. And also with the focusing and finding out who I am, I was talking a lot about me. And at some point in time, he told me, you don't see me anymore. It's not all about you. I'm here as well. And he gave me this feedback in a very heartwarming way. He's really, really good in giving this feedback. And I'm so blessed having a partner who in that respect is also a role model for me, for expressing what you need in a relationship and expressing critical feedback in a way that I can deal with it and I can accept it and change. And this awareness, yes, future self is about me, and I have people I want to see because they are important to me. And I've also scripted a lot about my amazing relationship. And I have an amazing relationship. I'm married to the love of my life, and he is the best husband in the world. And I love him to bits and to pieces. And it was a very touching moment, and also something that helped me grow deeper as a wife and as a woman.
Monica, how about you? What's something that you have grown through in the past couple months?
I have been growing through not beating myself up if I take a little bit of time away from the assignments. Again, a recurring theme, but and it's funny because then when I did start them again, I was like so pumped and ready and excited. And it was like, right now I'm working on writing the character story, and it felt so easy and inspired. Whereas I was kind of not looking forward to it before, or something, or whatever it was that was holding me back. It just didn't feel fun or right or light. And then I was traveling and whatever, doesn't matter. But it was nice to know that when I came back to it, it felt right. And it was just really fun and exciting. And I know sometimes the answer is to just do the assignments, but sometimes the answer is to take a little break too when it feels right. So
yeah, it is, because I don't even think it's a break. I think it's integrating. I think everything is happening like to help you become that person that is ready, right? Yeah. Have you learned, you might not have an answer for this yet, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you learned what's the difference between, I need this space, or I should need to just do the assignment anyway?
I don't, other than just feeling like it's the right thing. And it's a hard thing to explain until you're doing it, or until you feel it. But it just, I feel like now I have a little better gauge of like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed with other things in my life, and then sometimes the assignments feel like, oh no, this feels good to keep doing this. And I know that like, if I get up and do it, it'll just make me feel good. And there's other times where it's like, no, it'll feel like pressure, or it'll feel like I'm forcing it. And to kind of recognize the difference between those, and then just not beat myself up over it, or be like, I should do this or should do that.
Yeah. Trust it, right? Trust, like, and you can tell the difference in the feeling, or you're learning that, and that there is. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. I love that you're learning that. So I think it is so important as you keep creating, right? Yeah. Amazing. All right. Well, we are going to do some Q&A and a little bonus, but as for this episode, anything else on your guys' hearts and minds that you would want to share as we wrap up? Everybody's complete. I love it. That means it's the end. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Inez. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to come back and check out what else is awesome in these wonderful ladies' life next time.
Thank you for joining us on the Law of Attraction Manifesting Success Stories show. To learn how to attract more money into your life, go to your favorite book retailer and order Cassie's book, Manifest $10,000.